So I watched Piers Morgan's interview with Tucker Carlson, and Tucker Carlson basically turned to Piers Morgan and said, "What's your what are the pros of immigration?" And all that Piers Morgan, and I don't like Piers Morgan anyway, I think he's a proper little shill, but in any case, he said, what are the actual benefits of immigration then, Piers? And he said, "Oh, well, we got good food now. Food in Britain used to be terrible." Now, first off, British food isn't that bad. That's a bit of a meme. I think cottage pie is delicious, mash and sausages is delicious, toad in the holes, delicious. The thing that a lot of Americans, I suppose, who probably aren't watching this, but I'm going to say it anyway, British food is very, like, hale and hearty, you know, because it's a bit of a damp, kind of horrible place to live. It kind of has to be. What's wrong with a steak and ale pie? There's nothing wrong with a steak and ale pie. I quite happily... I used to live in Cornwall, and there's a sort of fast food branch, I suppose, called Malcolm Barnacle that do pasties. I'll take a pasty any day of the week over a curry. You've probably gone to my head and say, right, choose Malcolm Barnacle's pasty or kebab. I'll take the pasty. There's nothing wrong with British food. It's good. My German friend used to come over to Britain all the time just to get pasties. That's how much she liked them, because she couldn't get them in Germany. You know. But secondly, and more importantly, what kind of thinking is that? Well, it's okay that we've got all the problems that immigration brings, that the NHS is collapsing. I mean, it's going to collapse anyway because it's badly managed and it's, you know, usual government fraud kind of stuff. Refer to my other videos. Like, the overbearing stress on the social systems and all the money we're dishing out. Oh, and we need all this immigration to support the NHS. Foreigners get old too. You are aware of that, right? Foreigners do get old. I mean, the whole Rotherham thing, and across the country, tens of thousands of young girls being abused and mistreated and raped and fed drugs and transported across the country, and when their parents try to do something, the police, if they're not actively helping the abusers, then they turn a blind eye. And that's verified. That's verified. There was a circulatory that was recently released by one of the senior police in the country, saying about how they were basically told these girls are sluts, don't give them any attention. But mass immigration is a good thing because Piers Morgan can have a curry. Fuck me. What's wrong with this nation? What's wrong with these people? What's wrong with that nation? I mean, I've escaped. I've left Britain. But it's not that far behind you. It's held up because of different things, but I mean, we're not that far behind really. It's fucking unreal. Is there anyone watching this who thinks it's acceptable to say that? What's the net positive of immigration? Where we get good food. What, do we need like tens of millions of people to be able to get like a handful that can cook a curry? Can you not cook, P.S.? Can you not cook a curry? Can you not like roast chicken and on a kebab sheesh and put some spices on it and put it in a fritter? Is it that difficult for you? Fucking hell. What kind of justification is that? Honestly. How dull are these people? And what annoys me more are the people that listen to him. The people who watch that, British people, and the cognitive dissonance will kick in, and they'll cope. The copium will kick in, and they go, "Oh, it's all right, 'cause we got a curry, love." Fuck your curry. Have a spine. Unbelievable. Totally unbelievable. And we've still got Keir Starmer. Why have we still got Keir Starmer? That's now hot. Where's my hat? Very naughty Lou. Boiling coffee beans. I don't know. You lot tell me down in the comments. Is that an acceptable reason? The improvement of food? Is that acceptable to turn to all those kids in Rotherham and Oxford and up and down the nation, those young girls, and say, yeah, but you know, old Piers Morgan had a curry, so your abuse for years was totally justified. You know, I don't think that's acceptable, but apparently I'm strange. So, do any of you lot feel like it's like being gaslit on a massive scale? Because I do. Like, I sit here and I complain about these things and I'm vocal about it, and people just go, oh yeah, well, we don't talk about that. Remember, we're taught from children. You're taught to, like, you know, call out wrongness, injustice. Is there anyone that thinks any of this is morally acceptable? Mass immigration, fucking. Here's one that a lot of people don't know. Labour government, 3-4 months ago, snuck through Parliament a bill to decriminalise abortion up to the point of birth. That's now legal in the UK. Well, no, sorry, that's a lie. It's going to go through the House of Lords, but it was an overwhelming vote, and due to gerrymandering, it probably is going to go through Parliament. People can just kill the unborn that's in their womb up to 9 months. 9 fucking months. That's a person. And all of that is because a handful of girls illegally aborted their children. Basically, they lied to the doctors and said they were like 8 weeks gone. Because of COVID, it was all over phone calls and stuff, so no one actually saw their bellies. So they lied. They said, oh no, we're 8 weeks gone. So they didn't need an appointment. And the doctors just sent out the pills to do it. And they took them, and, you know, mess ensued. And because those girls got rightfully, in my opinion, rightfully arrested and got sentenced because they killed a fucking minor. I don't care if it's still in your stomach. You're talking like 30 odd weeks gone. That's a fully formed human being. They felt the pain of that. You horrible, horrible people. And now we get a fucking bill because their rights as, you know, my body, my rights. I can't. I just can't countenance that level of evil. Anyway, so they go on in this interview, and you know, Tucker Carlson saying about the unpopularity of the British government at the moment, and Piers Morgan says, well, we'll vote them out next time. We'll vote them out. Does anyone still think that works? We'll vote them out. You didn't vote them in, you prick. They're in on a fucking 30% vote of a 60% voter turnout. No one voted them in. But you're going to vote them out? Alright, yeah, even with all their gerrymandering. Lowering the voting age to 16. Allowing anyone and everyone to vote on UK decisions, people who aren't British. Yeah, sounds good, doesn't it? That'll work. That'll work, Piers. You prick. Fucking unbelievable. I don't know. I'm sitting here in the woods ranting and raving about a country that I'm like 2,000 miles from. I'm enjoying myself. Like I said before, this is therapy for me. I don't care if anyone watches this. I don't care if it goes nowhere. I need to get it off my chest because I'm going insane. Sitting here watching this stuff thinking that can't be normal. That can't be happening in Britain. Fucking... What's this about a thing? Assisted dying act. That's going through too, isn't it? That won't be abused. The NHS never commits malpractice. That never happened. And people are just like, oh yeah, we'll vote them out. Yeah. You guys are fucked. You guys are totally fucked. Check her out, it's like minus fucking 4. I love it. Yeah, I appreciate this one was a bit rambling and a bit incoherent and a bit all over the shop, but I got it off and I'm bored and I'm sat in the woods. So I thought I'd have a rant. And I forgot my mug. So now I've got to filter the coffee out of this, which sucks. At least I got coffee. Well, at least I can't get arrested by the British police for saying things like, this is fucking stupid. Diversity is bad. Diversity is demonstrably bad. And that's the other thing. So apologies for rambling a bit all over the place. My head's a bit fucking chaotic overall. The other thing that I saw that Piers Morgan, to be clear, I didn't watch the whole thing. I couldn't stand Piers Morgan for that length of time. But the other thing that he said, well, Tucker Carlson said, are you okay that Britain is not going to be white in like 40, 50 years or whatever? And he said, yeah, that's fine, I don't care. Well, alright, but you do realise that like all these people are coming to the West, to Europe for a reason. There's no mass fucking exodus to Africa or to the Middle East. Why do you think that is? Because Europe is a better place. And it's a better place because we built it, or our ancestors built it, which should tell you that it's important that you keep the demographic. Otherwise, you know, Europe isn't going to be Europe for very long, and it'll be the same shithole as the Middle East. It'll be the same shithole as Africa. There's no magic soil. You know, Europe isn't Europe because the soil is better. I mean, you could go into the depth of that and sort of argue, I suppose, that, you know, agriculture and such, and agriculture, strength, and that built the civilization. Maybe. But then I'd counter that with saying about Rhodesia and South Africa, breadbaskets of Africa. What happened as soon as you gave over control to non-Europeans? Failed. There's your magic soil, Rhodesia. It didn't work. Why didn't it work? Because you gave it to the people that you're currently importing. Cultural differences that deep can't be fixed with a couple of years of assimilation. It's too deep. It's in your bones. In the same way that white people are better at swimming, or West Africans. Your West Africans are better at long, Kenyans, yeah, better at long distance running. East Africans are better at short distance running. Northern European, Scandinavians tend to be biggest and strongest, in accordance with nature, as it happens. If you look at biomes, biodiversity, and you run down from north to south, all the biggest predators are in the north, i.e. like Siberian tigers and stuff like that, wolverines, polar bears. All these animals live in the far north. And as you come down to the deciduous biomes, from the Arctic biomes, animals get smaller. And then you go into Africa and they get bigger again. Now I really am rambling. Point being, you can read across from human nature into animal nature, or into natural nature. And biological markers are there. We're not the same. Colour isn't skin deep. It's not. And that's not saying we're better or they're better or anyone's better. But we're not the same. People really need to learn that. Or acknowledge it. Isn't there an old expression saying about leopards in spots? Yeah. Now I gotta drink my coffee out of a mess like an animal because I'm a total muppet and forgot my mug. Fuck me, that's bitter. Oh well. If you made it this far, thanks for listening to my ramblings. They were ramblings. I'll try and promote a coherent video out soon. I'm umming and ahhing about whether or not I should put one up about how corrupt the Ministry of Defence is.